We are live.
We're live on Channel
welcome
4.
back, everybody.
FOB.
Welcome back, boys and girls. It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Today's a fatal four-way reseller chat. We've got Zaheer below me, Dan to the right, and Ricky. Well, he's in his garden, I think. Just everyone introduce yourself so everyone knows who you are. I'm sure a lot of people know who you guys are, but just introduce yourself. Garden, I think.
Who goes first?
No, Dan. Dan, you can go first.
Okay, yeah, I'm Dan. Dan's a lot. Tat is this and that. Not rubbish. People always say to me, why do you always put Tat? Tat is like people's run. Tat stands for this and that.
I think I've lost him.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Dan?
Oh, is everybody froze on me?
Yeah. Go on, Ricky. You go first. Next, sorry.
I'm Ricky Lee. I'm about 18 days into the game, and yeah, I'm a newbie, mate. So this is just my debut for the Fatal Four-Way.
I'm Zaheer.
This is the third episode of the Fatal Four-Way, anyway.
It's gone a bit frozen. It keeps freezing.
Sorry, Z. My internet.
Yeah.
Who's frozen? Is it me or?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Who's got the potato internet?
Kieran's got the potato internet.
Me.
Here, you're lucky. You're lucky you're a man that needs no introduction.
No. My name's I do a bit of reselling, and that's about it, really.
We buy things, sell.
Yeah, buy and sell stuff.
We'll go through a few comments that have said, well, I was going to watch Pornhub, but if there's a four-way going on here, I'll come for this.
Don't waste your time.
Without further ado, I've improved that. Good evening, world. Good evening, Carl. Hi, Laney. Hi, Global Thrifters. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Hidden Gem. Waiting Taps Foot. Oh, how's it going? JT, Global Thrifters, hope you're well. Hi, Paradox Picker. Hello, MTS. Hi, John. Hi, Carl. Hi, Northern Reseller. Hi, Ian. We've got a flip load of people in here. Hi, Sloth. Hi, Money Mental. Hi, President of the Zaheer Malik Fan Club here.
Yeah. I don't remember appointing him that, but okay.
Hi, Emma.
It's a thing now, so.
Yeah. Hi, reselling team. Hi, Aaron. And a few others. Hi, Mark. How are we all doing? What have you all been up to today, then?
Not a great deal. Just surrounded by a lot of stock and getting ready. Done a bit of photography, but haven't done any actual live listing yet, which is annoying. Sometimes I find that I end up doing a lot of faffing around and then don't get the actual thing that makes money done, aka listing. But I've been getting a lot of sorting done because I'm going to be doing my first market stall in a couple of days, and
Yes, you are. Yeah, I feel that.
So I've been getting bits in for that. I just had the gazebo weights turn up today, so. You
did get the weights in the end, then.
I did, yeah. Too many people were saying get the weights for the gazebo, so I got. Yeah. So I'm kind of nervous about it, but hopefully it'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I made that mistake with one, and it ended up blowing away. I think my neighbours got it now. They're enjoying it.
Gosh, it literally flew over the garden fence and everything, just went.
Yeah, literally. Wow. Yeah, we came home one day. It was like, I'm pretty sure we should have a gazebo outside. And the neighbour come knocking like, yeah, it's in my garden. Do you want that? You can keep
it. That'd be good though. What like Ricky Lee said, what are you scared about, Z? Face to face or?
No, not the face to face bit. Just something different. Like face to face is something I kind of miss really, because I used to do it when doing retail, but it's just I think I've been in my comfort zone for so long now. When you're working from home, you're not having to you just get used to your routine. So it's different. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
feel
can
a
relate
bit.
to that.
Yeah, I just feel a bit. I'm sure I'll be okay once I'm there. I've been bothering Beck about it like, a lot, like saying, "Oh, Beck, I'm nervous," and then she's like, "Oh, shut up, you'll be fine." And
you won't want to do anything different once you do it. You'll love it. I'm sure.
yeah, I think I'll enjoy it. I think I will. I think it's just like I said, it's different, isn't it? It's, you know, when you
It's a
change
market
something,
store, yeah.
like even when eBay changes something or a platform you're selling on changes something, it's always uneasy.
Comfort zone's gone.
Yeah.
Have you got the
It'd
market
be like
trader
doing
voice?
No, I'm not going to do a pen. Yeah.
Pound a
It's gonna
penny.
be like
Pen.
it's gonna be like doing a car boot sale, but surrounded in fruit and veg stalls. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So it'll be
How much-
good. It'll be good.
How much does the pitch cost for that? Or is it?
Only £12.75 or something.
Oh, that's
So
really good.
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I've got some
Wow,
stuff. for it.
wow. That kicked us all out, didn't it?
I thought there would be nudity. What kind of foray is this?
You need to get.
Well, I'll get my nipples out if you want, but we might get in trouble.
Show us your nipples.
Zaheer mainly spends his days looking mournfully at all action figures in B&M. True story. I know another guy who does that. John Luke does that as well.
Yeah, I've not been B&M in a while actually. Yeah.
I miss B&M. Yeah, I haven't been one since pre-lockdown.
Yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah, I'm okay at the moment. You know, I've got a few contacts that I've built up now, so I'm, you know, getting some cool stuff. Like I shared this on Instagram earlier. It's my big boy vinyl figure. That's like from 2002. Not that anyone will want one, but you know, I think it's really cool. So I've got a bunch of these.
One for the
Big boys
PC, one for the personal collection.
Yeah, it's nice. I think it's cool. Like it's like a 90s or like late 90s, early 2000s thing. So
Carlo B. Z will bring home more stock than he starts with. I agree. Yeah, I think I'll be
hope
the same.
not, Carl. Hope not.
What sort of stores are you going to have around you? Is it all going to be very similar? Is it going to be the same type of stuff?
No, it's like a weekly market thing. So there's a guy that normally does like books, and then there's the linens and clothes.
I got you.
People that sell like hats and gloves, and this guy that sells fresh fish.
Oh, you're next to him.
Come on, ladies. I found fish.
There's the key cutting van, and so there's no direct competition. So
no, you're going to take the usual stuff.
You'll smash it. Are you going to do a video on it?
I'll try, but I don't know. I'll try.
I don't think the last thing on your mind on your first go will be to record.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking toys basically, so it's all gonna be all new in box toys. So like all that kind of stuff.
How many honky tank men?
Honky tonk man. Oh, not many. I don't think I'll need to take many of those, but I've got a few other bits. That was a bit. I've bought a couple of fails. I've still got a bunch of those fugglers as well, so I might take a few of those.
Entertainer special.
Yeah, that was such an amateur move that was.
I think they sell for about you can get about 12 quid, can't you, on eBay?
You can, but you have to wait forever.
Yeah, they're not worth it.
Yeah, they're not worth it. So it was not a good buy. But you learn like that. So I'm going to take those fugglers. I'm going to take a couple of things. But I've made some good buys in the meantime. Like I've done pretty well.
Sorry.
Kieran's stream is like TV from the 80s. I agree.
What is wrong with mine? Yeah.
Who was it?
Hi, Georgina. Oh, don't you hate it when it just jumps down the chat? Oh.
Swap some toys for some steak.
Bailey's in. How you doing, mate? Andrew's in. All right, mate.
Yeah, get rid of the toys that stick
Your
around.
adventure.
Talking about steak, we went for a meal the other night, me and Beck, and it was like a nice restaurant, and it was so disappointing because they didn't have burger or steak on the menu. So it was like I didn't know what to do. I was like lost, when you go somewhere and you're like, because I always just my go-to thing is wherever I go, no matter how nice the restaurant, I'm ordering the burger if they've got one. That's just what I do. And then there was no burger. And then my
one of them.
backup, if there's no burger, is I go for a steak because I'm like, okay, they'll have a steak. And they didn't have either, so I ended up having to. I think like Beck had some like salmon thing with some, I don't know, asparagus and stuff, and like I was there with like a lamb hot pot.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's close.
Yeah,
I can see why.
it was a bit upsetting, really. I'm kind of still a bit,
Well, I'm one of those pathetic vegetarians, so it doesn't bother me.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a good thing.
Stuffed peppers.
It's not because I used to. I'm 32 and I've eaten meat for prior to this 2 years. I've
Yeah,
only
but
been
that's why it's a
vegetarian 2
good
years,
thing. I see.
so I know
cows
what
and-
everything tastes like. I know how lovely a burger is.
Yeah, but I feel I'm one of those guilty people. I see cows in the fields and I feel bad.
That's not reason.
Don't just go up and
They're,
Start patting them, sorry.
they're really smart, like they're not dumb, and they've got big giant eyes and they just walk around. And, they're not harming
Pinky
anyone.
tongues.
They're not, just eating and doing their thing, and then we come along.
Bless.
Got one for you, Dan. Oi, guys, ask Dan about the super rare polo shirt.
Let's hear
Oh, I
it.
saw that, yeah.
tell John to go away. Tell him to go away. Because he asked me to shout out to him, and
John.
I said no. So,
Does
Yeah,
John know
I
too much?
yeah, don't know too much. Yeah, I'll show you guys the shirt if you want. So
Is it the yellow one?
yes, I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone saw my boot.
Is that Polo Sport? Show me the tag.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Show me the label.
There you go. That's a
Ooh.
proper good one. Yeah,
Nice.
3-figure top. Proper
Really?
nice. Yeah, all like
Yeah.
legit and everything.
What's the RN number in that? It's
Uh,
on that tag you just showed me. I'm being very boring now, but I'm interested.
K30.
It's a nice little top there, boy. 90s.
Yeah. I say when I picked it up, I knew that it was something special.
Come
and
on.
I've done a quick look on it, and I was like, it's about 30 quid. And then John went to me, and that's not 30 quid, mate. That's like 3 figures. And I was like,
It
Okay,
could be 3
yeah.
figures.
yeah,
It could be 3 figures. All depends.
but
But yeah, definitely aim for that.
yeah.
The question we all want to know: how much was it?
Well, if you watch my video, you'd know.
Maybe I have.
It was a bargain, actually. I went up to the guy, and he had like tons and tons and tons of
Was that
Ralph.
today's
Lauren
video?
stuff. It was this Sunday just gone video, I believe. Yeah,
Give me a break.
yeah. He had tons of Ralph Lauren stuff, and I picked up a pair of like dock shoes. And as I picked them up, they were on top of that top. And I was like, "Oh, how much do you want for this?" And he went, £1. And I was like, "Yeah, all right, then I'll take it." So yeah, walking off.
I'd have gave him 2 for that.
And then he went, "Oh, I've got loads more on the rack over there." And I was like, "Oh," and I went over, and it was just all normal polos. I was like, "Well, that one will do. That'll pay for everything that I bought today."
You don't mess around, do you? You're very stern on your videos. How much is that, love? £5, please. I'll give you 4. She comes
Yeah.
back, no 5, and you go, no 4.
Yeah, exactly. Too right. I get a lot of stick in my comments because apparently I'm too stern and I won't pay people's prices. But then on another store I will, and I swear sometimes I just subconsciously do it just to annoy people.
I don't think there's anything wrong.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I think people get kind of worked up about it because of the amounts, But
Yeah,
for me, it's almost a reflex. Like I think, and a lot of the time, it's, I suppose, if you can deliver the question properly, like if your method's more stern, that's if it works for you, it works for you. But
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
for me, like I'm always kind of, it's always kidding and jovial, so no one really
Yeah.
takes offense. So at the very
Yeah.
worst, they
Yeah.
they see it as being cheeky, but when they're like, "Oh, come off it" or whatever, you can just be like, "I've got to ask, it's a car boot." It's like it's the law, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, In a couple of my videos, I ask how much, and they say, make me an offer. I tell them, it's a car boot. I want it for nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
of
want
course.
to sell it and buy it.
Exactly. Have a bit of banter, and the thing is, it's even
Then you still pay full
even on
price.
a business level, like it's a huge thing. It's like getting someone down from £2 to £1. It's only £1 difference, but
That's
you've
a
just
50%
literally
margin.
halved your, and you do that every time you buy something. You've saved.
Sometimes as well, it depends on like the stall person. If they're nice towards me, or they sort of look like a nicer person or something, I'm usually a bit more lenient. Like if they wanted, say, £3 an hour for 2, and they go no, 3, I'll pay it.
But you're a lovely person, and you look absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, well, that's where I get people. That's why, they look at me and go, oh, and then they, oh, you're quite a nice person, actually. My wife's very much the same as well. A lot of people look at her and go, oh, she looks like a scary person, but she's a proper softie.
You better hope she's not watching this, mate.
No, she won't be. She's upstairs at the moment, probably with her headphones in.
Yeah, watching the stream.
Yeah, probably watching the stream, yeah. Make sure I'm not saying anything I shouldn't. But yeah, it's just like what I am when we're at boot sales, I've always I've been to boot sales ever since I was a kid, and even when I was a kid, I used to haggle with people. I mean, back then, it was like toy cars for like 10p, but I always go for a bargain, and that's what they are to me. So
I think if you're selling at a car boot sale, you should expect to be haggled as well. And I think a lot of people do. That's why they price things in really odd ways. People will always price things at like £7 or £6
because they know you're going to say a £5.
Yeah. So
that's why you offer them 3.
That's why when they go, it's a £5 and you offer them 3, and they come back 4 because you were going to pay £4 originally. But if you'd gone 4, they would be sticking at their £5.
And it's just a case of you just judge it. It's like a instinct thing where the more you do it, you guys obviously been going car boots for a while. You pick it up, don't you? You just naturally know when the right time is, and when it's worth haggling, or like if you're right at the beginning and someone's asking a fair price for something, sometimes it's worth just paying it so you can,
of course, and then you've got to
move on to the next stall and when everything's fresh and just being put out. So
you can't be offering £5 for a £100 stereo system, because then you are going to get the look. I mean, there is a medium.
I do that.
And it's also like
stereos
£100
for a stereo boot sale. I'm offering them £5. That's £5, mate.
It's knowing like when to and when not to. Like I kind of caught myself, like, since starting dealing with more contacts and wholesale and stuff like that as well, I quickly realized that you're not going to be getting, well, with the help of Beck, really, I kind of realized I can't speak to contacts and wholesalers in the same way you can negotiate at a car boot. No matter how friendly you are, you're not going to be able to get them to, their margins are their margins, and you either, you're lucky to be dealing with them rather.
And that's where it changes for you.
Yeah. So it's like, it's almost as if you're lucky that you're dealing with us. So we've allowed you to deal with us. Here's our price list. There you go.
Take it or leave it, because there's about 1,000 other people in line for it.
During lockdown, that's what I was completely different with wholesales. And it's a total different game, isn't it? Dealing with wholesales to going to charity shops and boot sales. Like a lot of the wholesales, that's their price and that's it. And they don't care how much you spend. It's like, that's the price. And it's a
Tommy
total
says, who's the American in the bottom left corner?
Tommy's always ribbing me about that, because I do love everything American. I do wish, secretly, I do wish.
And Andrew replied with a cheeky name spelling.
Just got a few hellos. Georgina, hello. Reselling White Boy, hello. John, Luke, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Johnny boy.
Nice
John's in.
Well, who else we got? Peter Ray, welcome. Thank you for the support. Hidden Gem Reselling.
Kieran who?
Behave, mate.
I think that's in reference to your little video. Oh, watch this. Just watched it. A live catch of a wish. Shall I make one?
Yeah, go on in.
No,
what did you wish?
Kieran's still here. Didn't work.
At the boot sales.
Kieran is still here. I am still here. Sorry,
it didn't work. It didn't work.
Haggling's half the fun of going to the boot sales. I suppose if you're full time, it's the equivalent of office banter.
Yeah.
Except with much bigger consequences. I mean, I think like like I said, like you can save so much money by doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like you can really save a lot of money. Like if you look at it, especially, it's hard to say when you say, "Oh, you can save so much money." You're like, really? I mean, I'm only paying £1 for this anyway. But yeah, but if you pay 50p and you do that 100 times over, you start to notice the difference.
Yeah. If you was to write every time you've done that down and every time you've been successful and what you've knocked off the asking price, that figure would blow your mind.
Yeah,
and it inspire you to continue doing that as well.
Yeah. And it's just like trying to find the best postage for yourself, because every time you post an item out, you might only save 30p by using X over Y. Like you might use, you know,
but if you're doing 100 parcels,
yeah,
and so,
yeah.
Here's a good question. Any of you haggle at a charity shop? Bailey, I personally don't haggle at a charity shop.
I don't haggle. There is 2 that I go to that will save stuff for me and almost let me name my price because they know I like that sort of stuff. They haven't put it out yet, so I have that kind of small leeway where if they was to put something out for a tenner, I know that they would let me have it for around 7, 6 maybe. So I'll offer them around that and normally just take it. I don't really haggle, but I do have that deal with a couple.
Yeah, I tend to find you're better off getting relationships with charity managers and letting them give you the deals rather than going in and being brazen and going, "Oh, well, that's a £5. I'll give you £4 for it." Because
that won't go down.
Yeah, exactly. They probably be like, "There's the door. See you later."
Let me tell you, Doris is very, very keen on rejecting anybody who tries to make offers.
I think it's
She'll
bad.
make sure she knows.
Yeah, I think it's bad taste in a way, but but I have had again, similar to what you guys are saying, like a situation where they will ask me what I think something's worth, what do you think's fair on it, and then they'll come like I'll often say a price, and then they'll come back with a different price, and I'll often just take it. Again, that's in a relation. That's only in like one or two places where I've got a contact or a relationship like that. Otherwise, it's just a case of paying what's on the.
It's a different thing. It's like if you do RA or you go to charity shops, you walk into those stores expecting to pay whatever's on the ticket. If you don't like the price, you don't pay it. Obviously, if you go to a car boot sale, you walk in there expecting to haggle, expecting to knock the price, but it's very different in a charity shop. You just go in there and go, if that's a £5, it's a £5. Is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, a charity shop,
you wouldn't haggle.
Charity, isn't it? Whereas at a boot sale, the money's going in that seller's pocket. So that's the way I look at it. I'd rather. I
mean, charities are split down quite a lot. It doesn't all get there. You're paying a lot of managers and stuff first.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you put anything in the pocket.
Whereas
but at the same time,
at a boot sale, that's just all going in that person's pocket. So
yeah, you wouldn't go to Sainsbury's and go, "No, I'm not paying 20. I'll give you 30p for that." Bowl of spaghetti.
You've obviously never done Sainsbury's self-scan then, have you?
Scan that one goes in my pocket.
One for you. One for me.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
We love a haggle. In my opinion, the seller can say no, but if we don't ask, we don't get. It's up to them if they want to sell it or not. Absolutely. Global thrifters. Completely agree. John sold the Duracell bunny, but he doesn't want to part with it. Well, don't put it up for sale then.
Yeah, John, you got to sell that. That's a nice little piece. That is. Get it gone. What are you going to do with it?
What he's not telling you is he's the one that bought it.
Yeah, he bought it himself.
He says he sold it, so he has to part with it.
Oh, he sold it?
Yeah, he says sold the Duracell.
My chat must be 1,000 years behind. I've got it on my phone as well. But anyway, you sold it.
I'm not frozen. I'm hearing everything. Everyone's saying I'm frozen.
No, it's the chat that's frozen.
Yeah, the chat on StreamYard is a lot slower than the live chat.
I've got if you think I'm being rude, I've got the thing up on here as well.
I'm just going for the live chat on StreamYard.
Checking.
Question: which of you handsome fellas is single?
For you, Andrew, I'm always single.
My missus comes back tomorrow, so if you can get her tonight, I'm single for tonight.
Oh, when is she back, Kieran? Tonight?
Wednesday.
Mate. And then the poor girl's got to spend 14 days locked up, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got a quarantine because she's coming back from Spain.
Ooh.
Doesn't that mean you have to quarantine as well?
I'm not too sure yet. We'll wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Put some plastic on the floor, send her straight upstairs, and you're safe. She can live in there.
I've done it really bad, boys. I put her bed in the kitchen so she could cook me some dinner still, because I'm terrible at cooking dinner. I'm awful.
Right, okay.
I was going to say you can just slide meals to her under the door, but it's going to be the other way around. She's going to be sliding them out to you.
Yes, you will.
Poor girl.
Yeah, I think you're in a bit of trouble there, boy.
Yeah, I know.
She hasn't got. She doesn't watch YouTube, does she? You're all right.
No, she doesn't. She's very supportive of the channel. Like, she wasn't at first. She just thought I was being an idiot. But
yeah, mine
now,
thinks I'm nuts.
Yeah, that's mine as well. Yeah.
But now that she's seen that I've nearly hit 1,000 subscribers and I've got constantly people like the interaction is constantly there. She's like, "Oh, actually, you're doing a really good thing for the community," and you think,
yeah,
well, yeah, like
a good thing for the community. Well done, Kieran.
Give yourself a pat on the back, everyone. If I'm doing a good thing for the community, then you lot must be doing.
That's a good question, actually. It's a good thing to bring in. Obviously, we know Zaheer and Beck. We know their work very well. Beck obviously understands. Zaheer understands. Was it always like that, Zaheer? Or was it a bit? Who went first? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, like I started after watching like Nick's videos, like most people. Like that was like about 5-6 years ago now. So I started, and then Beck joined. She saw that it was, a lot of. It was quite an interesting way of earning an income, wasn't it? And we tried. Thing is, we tried doing it with both of us like full time, but we couldn't make it work. We just weren't bringing in enough money, especially when we moved, because we moved from like Croydon up north, and with all that, with everything going on, we tried to make it work, but it just weren't bringing enough money. So we're currently in a much kind of more stable situation where she's got a full-time job. I'm still like filling the house with stuff.
I remember a little while ago you was going back to work, weren't you?
Yeah. I tried that as well. Because it's
I've been lurking for a while.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like there's a lot of benefits to it. It's not an easy thing to do. When you're like, reselling is not an easy way to earn an income. Because what you've got to remember is like say if you work a job, right, you get your full-time wage, you don't have to then take out like 30-40% of it to make sure that you can earn the wage the next month. You don't have to reinvest any of your money, do you? Like, it's all so that alone is a huge thing. So the fact that you've got to buy inventory every month to keep going and building, there's that. So plus you obviously you're not going to get any pension contributions from your employer. You're not getting any sick pay. You've got and then the stress of it as well. There's a lot of things. To get there, I feel like after 6 years, like just even now, we put our last video was like we're still getting inconsistent sales. That's after 6 years, and
of course.
I've got a fair bit of knowledge about various things, like various niches, whatever, but it's still difficult. And so all these things,
it all worked out. What about you, Dan? I'm interested.
Yeah, well, I'm part-time, aren't I? I'm not a full-time reseller. Although,
how does your partner feel about it?
Sometimes I wish I was just a full-time reseller, because trying to do it part-time and do a full-time job it's crazy, especially when some weeks I can pull in like 50-60 hours at work, and then I still got to try and find time to list my items, post my items. It's just crazy. But yeah, I totally understand what he is saying, because it's much easier for us at a part-time, because any eBay money that we get in, we can literally we can do what we want with it. We can just plow it all straight back into buying stock, or we can keep it.
Which is what you do.
I actually don't. I actually nest it and don't spend it, which okay.
I thought you meant you like spend it all on
No, it's like savings for me. So yeah, I mean, I do heavily invest back into eBay every month, probably more than I should. All that over there, sort of, and what you can't see off camera, and what's in my loft, and what's in under the stairs. And my wife comes at me with a knife every day. If you don't move all this stuff, But yeah, I mean, at some point I will
I thought
eventually.
you said she was nice.
She's nice when the house is clean. That's what I said. She looks scary. She's nice, but she's scary to me because the house. But yeah, eventually when I do move over to full time, it's going to be really, really different because with how it is at the moment, my main job just pays all my bills and everything, and then eBay's just. If I have a bad month on eBay, it doesn't matter. But if I was having to rely on that to pay my bills, then it becomes a problem. I find a lot of us part-timers, sort of put our nose up a little bit at lower profits because we don't need it. And I think any of us that are part-time that do eventually move over to full-time will probably start appreciating things that bring in a fiver here, a fiver there, because it'll all help pay the bills and stuff. So it's a totally different world from full-time to part-time.
Yeah. And there's another thing about that as well, Dan. Like it's the pressure. It's like I've often said this, but you have like online trading accounts, where people trade stocks and shares.
Yeah.
And sometimes they give you demos, and they do it with football as well. There's I think there's like a football index, like where people bet on. So basically it's a play on the stock market, right? And you often find there are people that can make thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions when they're trading fake money. When they're doing it for real, obviously they can't do it.
And the heart starts pounding and the palms get sweaty. It all
and
changes.
I'm not saying that part-time isn't real, but what I'm saying is when you're part-time and you're not fully reliant, like even with me, like even though I'm full-time, but because Beck's working and she's taken the pressure of are we going to pay the rent this month off of me, it's meant that like I feel so much better when I'm like in terms of my decisions. I remember like when we were both doing this, we were making some really questionable decisions as well. Like like panic buying and like desperate to buy something because you need the money and you're hoping that if you buy it you'll be able to sell it and make that money that you need.
And then you realise it's smugglers.
Yeah, totally. I mean, anyone that wants to go from part-time to full-time has to really actually think about it because it is a great thing when you're part-time because obviously you've got your other reliant money. But I think that's why a lot of people fail because they don't realise just how demanding it can be when you go full-time. And I think
the scary thing is though, I bought the Fugglers and the Honky Tonk Man like after. Like so, that was just a bad decision.
As soon as you mentioned them two products, I just laughed.
That's without the pressure.
You've got to make crazy decisions. Don't matter whether you're full time or part time. You've got to keep sanity somehow, haven't you?
John says 50 likes and Kieran will ditch Hermes.
No, keep Hermes. Hermes are great.
50 likes and Kieran. John, mate, I'm never giving up Hermes. Like all my subscribers
have become less appealing though, surely, because like
Team
they're
Hermes.
only 5p less than a small parcel from Royal Mail now.
I have sent
0 to 1. They're still cheaper, but from 1 to 2.
No, even 0 to 1 because they've split 0 to 1 now, haven't they, into postable?
And
you got postable 1, 1 to 2.
Postable is only 3 centimeters.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so technically,
I use Hermes religiously, and I've sent the best part of 900 parcels probably in the last 12 months, and they've lost 1, and then they found it 2 weeks later, and it got to the customer.
Yeah.
So going back to 2010, they was absolutely shocking. Now they're just shocking.
I don't think their service is bad, but I'm just like, my thing is like. Currently, like if I was to get a small parcel from them, it's like £2.90 including that. Whereas a small parcel Royal Mail's £2.95. Okay, you don't get tracking, but you do get proof of delivery.
Yeah.
Which is more tracking doesn't mean much because I've had parcels sent with Hermes before where the tracking never updates.
It sits there for 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not, that's not. So I and in that sense, I was like, customers tend to prefer Royal Mail. Like,
yeah. See, that's the thing. This is where I'm stuck to here. I use Hermes religiously because obviously I've got the label printer, and Co-op is four houses away from me.
Okay.
I have a similar
The post office itself is not too far either, but the co-op opens at 6.
Yeah.
Post office opens at 9. Before work, I can just go dump everything at the
see.
co-op, which they hate me for, and then I can go. But obviously, I do miss the Royal Mail, the ease if there's a problem. Have you tried contacting Hermes, anyone?
I don't.
Oh my God.
I don't think Royal Mail would be that much better when you contact them, especially at the moment. But what you've made there is a really good
But you
point,
can find the contact button though. There is a contact button for Royal Mail. For Hermes, it's like
they hide it.
I've actually never lost anything from Hermes, but I did from Royal Mail, and I must admit, Royal Mail were great. We let
Royal Mail off when they lose stuff. We go, that's all right.
Well, I heard rumours
Hermes, we go, come on,
stamps and everything, but they sent me a check, and they misspelled my name on the check, so I got in contact with them, and they had another check sent out to me almost a couple of days later.
Did they put Dan's a lot of tap?
No, I think instead of putting a D in front of my name, they put like a P or something like that.
Pan.
Yeah.
Pan.
Pan's a lot of tap.
Pan's a lot of
tap.
Like what you said there, Ricky,
that
was quite interesting though, because like you're doing Hermes because it's convenient and you need it with your work, and it's in a way it's the same. Like I prefer using Royal Mail because I just go to one of those bins. You know, they've got those parcel bins.
Yeah.
That's how my parcel got lost. Funnily enough,
I love using them.
Bins.
I don't.
The thing
I
is,
avoid. I avoid going in Royal Mail in the post office.
Yeah, but Royal Mail, I prefer Royal Mail. I do prefer it. I just use. I said just for ease. Pre-lockdown, I was I had a message from the infamous George Ross. Pre-lockdown, I was barbering 5 days a week. Going back, I've cut it down to 3 days a week. So I'm slowly knocking the days off. Once I've done that, and I have all the time in the world to drop the parcels off, I'm going straight back to Royal Mail. So Hermes, if you're watching this, look after me still, but I'm going to go back to Royal Mail.
Jeez, these lighting's just gone.
It's my new lighting setup.
This is half the reason why I'm sat outside with the lovely lockdown walls. You like it? It's nice and bright.
Yeah.
I've got fancy lighting set up as well.
You are promised my daughter.
Dark light.
It's quite cool.
I like that.
Kieran, you are promised to my daughter as you're an Arsenal fan. Oh boy, I've pulled. I've pulled on the street. Oh dear, I'm so far behind. I know Kieran, we've seen a few. Oh jeez, it's just jumped.
Well, I'm saying this on live stream in case it's been said. George Ross just messaged me saying he promises that he's going to check out the channel. So, you ever see this back, mate? That's your writing on the wall.
You got 4 witnesses, George.
You know what? It's impossible to watch everyone though.
Yeah,
it's impossible. Like,
you, Nick, and there's you and Nick first, and then George. That was the order of where I started out with. It was you three that I was watching constantly. So I've been with George since one of his first videos. In fact, if you go right back.
Kevin Underwood. Does anyone remember Kevin Underwood?
No.
Ben Fitzpatrick was probably the oldest one I knew.
Yeah,
I never used to watch him. I only found out about him after the fact.
Yeah, so did I actually. Like all the old people, all like started from him. I'd never heard of him.
No.
Yeah, no. I think I think it's really.
There's so many YouTubers now, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a lot, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's always a good thing, because what happens is what you'll find is like you kind of grow in packs, as it were. So like, you know what I mean? Like it's natural.
Yeah, I agree,
It's natural. Like, you know, when you go into a workplace, for example, people that have been there already, and if a bunch of new people come join, like if a couple of people start together, they naturally mix together, and obviously it's you're gonna always have like a community around you. So I think it's always, and obviously there's always going to be a bit of crossover, but it's so difficult to like. I'll put my hands up. I barely get to watch much. I like, it's very sporadic. I'm mostly watching like cooking and things.
Is it vain that I watch myself?
No,
no. I think especially when you're like
a little depends what you're doing whilst you're watching.
Oh, how did you miss that? I can't believe you missed that. When I fight,
I think at the beginning when you I'm just over 2 weeks into this. I think 99% of my views are myself, just to watch how I come across and how the recording is and things, and then tweak it as going forward. And then going forward, once I'm comfortable, camera in front of the face, off you go. I won't review it. Just get it gone. So I think Dan, it's okay now, but like Zaheer said, depends what you're doing while you're watching it.
Oh, I'm usually naked.
Yeah, then that's
I can't unsee that. My eyes.
Okay, Tommy, I'm coming on to your little message. You can't let someone like Zaheer work for a snack company. Profits will be zero his whole employment.
I've just seen someone in the chat actually, Reselling Teen UK. He's a young lad. I think he's 15. He's got a channel, and for 15, let me tell you, he runs his business like a grown man. He is going to be very successful. Yeah, that's it.
I left a comment on I caught one of his videos, and I was just like, I was just in awe. I was his age, really good. I was dumber than a box of rocks. Like
he comes across really well as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I think
shout out to you, Reseller Teen UK.
Younger people out there like are just so much smarter than we used to be.
They are.
Like I was so dumb. I was just like, I think I was staying up watching wrestling pay-per-views and just doing the other things that teenage boys do lots, and that was about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was literally my life was a joke at that point. I to actually have the brain to go out there and
to make money at that age.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling.
As far as it went for me when I was younger, was selling Lunchables at school.
Yeah. Do you remember selling like your football cards and stuff to your mates? That's about as far.
Mates at school.
I still watch wrestling nowadays. Don't worry. I still watch wrestling.
You still buy wrestling stuff as well.
I love it. I'm a kid, really. I just bought myself this. Check this out. I bought this for myself. That's like a paid full retail. That is the sickest action figure I've seen.
Are you displaying it or just putting it?
Yeah, I'm going to take it out of the box to display it, but I wanted to do a video for my other channel.
Take it out and play with it. Do what it's designed to do. Don't keep it in the box.
No, it's going to be out of the box, no doubt. I haven't had a chance to unbox it yet. So I've got.
Ever watch unboxing videos of like rare items and things like that, and you're like, you're cringing, thinking there goes the value.
Well, that's kind of how I started.
That person loves it.
That's how I started doing YouTube videos like years ago. Like I just unboxed stuff, and I took my thing is like I've spent 80 quid on this mouse. I've got to enjoy this.
Yeah. Is it one of them little side mouses?
So I'm taking I used to get so much hate in the comments because it'd be like 10 minutes before he opens the box, and how much times it takes to open a box, and I'd be like, it's my channel, so it's how I love taking my time. I'd literally say, when you savor something, you're like,
yeah.
I'm one of those. I was one of those annoying kids that used to go into electronics boutique and make them get a sealed game out when they tried to give you an unsealed game. I'd be like, no, can I have one of the ones with a seal on it? And
you're paying for sealed. Get sealed.
Now I think back and I regret because I'm like, God, all those N64 games I just ripped open. I'm like,
yeah, there's been a few things like that, but you can all look back and think it.
Second week in a row you've pulled on stream, Kieran. I know. What's going on? It's 2 and 3.
Too bad. Next time he's going to upgrade from the potato to, I don't know, sweet potato, something.
Hey, I did buy this on the car boot the other day, but it'll probably make my internet even worse.
Yeah, send it back. That's the Zumba of routers.
Behave, mate. Behave. You're never invited again on this stream.
Do my own.
All right, glad joined.
Yeah, of course you can, mate.
Oh, cheers, mate. I love the amount of channels.
You're first invited.
Easy not to get
caught up in the fakes.
Easy to not get caught up in the fakes. Can move on and find an honest person.
Choice is always good. I think more channels, more choice. It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
And you're always learning. I learn you learn off everybody. There's something in somebody's video that you've seen in a car boot, never picked it up, but when you go back next week, you will pick it up because you've watched somebody's video, and
then you find out the one they picked up was a very slightly different model.
Yeah.
It's worth nothing.
30 times more. God damn it.
That can happen with so many items, though, doesn't it? I mean, that's just like
Oh yeah.
that's just like wrestling figures, for example. There's so many
Yeah.
that are
You know.
so many that are only worth between 5 and 10, but then there's a handful out there that if you spot them, that can bring loads. I mean, I think the most expensive wrestling figure I ever sold was it was completely unboxed. No, there was no box with it. It was just like laying there on the floor kind of thing. Luckily, he had his shades and hat. It was a Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Oh, macho. Yeah, boy.
And it was a ringside. It was an elite ringside exclusive. It was a certain one where I think he had like a black and white outfit, and it was a ringside exclusive, and that sold for like 50 or 60 quid.
Oh,
If I had it boxed, it would have been worth like 100 probably.
What did you pay?
It was like £1 or something.
Yeah.
It was, and I think it was next to another figure that I left that that was also £1 that was probably only worth a £5.
See, when I'm at car boots, I don't know. I'm assuming. I'd like to think everybody else is doing this, but who else likes to find the boxes and have a proper good route?
Yeah.
Like I'll see on top like a light switch, and I'll see a phone case, and then I'll see like an upside down PS case. And I know the box is mixed and jumbled, and I am going through every last little piece. I found some of my biggest gems doing that.
Yeah, I love a good rummage for a box.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody can put it out on the table, they think they know what it's worth and they know what they want for it, and that's it. It's the stuff that's in the box. There could be a standard Canon camera on top of the table, and they want 10 quid for it. You go in the box. There's a Mew 2 in the box because it's in the box. I think it's not worth anything. It's an old. 50p. You can have it, for example.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. I think that's one of the best. That is one of the best tips, definitely. Like rummaging through at first, rummage around. At first, I used to kind of think, like when I first started going to car boots to resell. I mean, I've been going car boots since I was a kid. Like back when I was buying Amiga bootleg discs for 50p each and stuff like that. Yeah, old. But like at first I used to think, these house clearance guys are they like traders? I need to look for the families.
Don't care.
House trading guys are probably one of the best stalls.
Yeah.
They're better than a lot of people that are actually now actual families are becoming more difficult to buy from because it's so much easier to know the value of your goods now versus what it used to be. Whereas a house clearance person, like you said, they've got stacks and stacks. They literally bring out by the box and they just want rid of it. And you're right, 100%. Some of the best pickups I've had have been like rooting through
boxes. Yeah, it can be quite human, and you feel like while you're doing it, because you can spend a lot of time in one box, considerably, you feel like you're missing out on something else. But you just got to stick with it and just remember there's enough for everyone, and inside that box could be your lunch money.
Another good tip is look under tables. Like a lot of people like stuff under tables and I've found like consoles that are boxed and stuff under tables before, and like it's later on in the day in the afternoon, and you think usually when you see like a console or something still hanging around, it's because they want too much money, and you put it out and go, how much do you want for that? And like, I don't know, a couple of quid, and you're like, result, and because it's under the table, people just walk straight past it. So always look under tables and bags and stuff.
100%.
I'm intrigued anyway.
What you saying?
Kieran, tell us how you got your name, and we're intrigued.
Well, you've mentioned rummage a few times, and like you said, do it, good old rummage around, get your bargains. So that's where my name came from. Because I'm a rummager. I'll do the rummage arounding, and I'll teach you guys what you can find at certain places. Yeah, it's not. I want it to be slightly different. A lot of people have got
I think you did well today in your video. I think you undervalued what you think.
I think it's more the fact that I spent 10 hours going around charity shops and it was
your namesake. You rummaged around for 10 hours. That's just what it is. Change your name to Splash in and Out, and then you'll be doing it in minutes.
You look at it this way, though, Kieran. How much profit was there for 10 hours worth of work?
Not as much as I wanted.
Well, Was it more than 10 hours working behind the desk?
I have a quite a good paid job anyway, so I don't compare my job to.
So when you come
I
on,
can't compare my job. I can't compare my job to that really. But I mean, I am happy with what I've got. But I think it was one of the worst ones I've done because I go to them 2 towns quite often, and definitely last weekend was the worst time I've done it.
When are we going to get a video of you on your combine? All you got to do while you're at work is film a little bit.
I'll tell you what, there'll be some. I'm combining tomorrow, so I'll get some clips for you tomorrow, and it'll be in some videos.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be.
If I crash the combine, I'm blaming you, mate.
Combine.
As
long as I catch it on camera, who cares? Yeah.
Dan, what's your full-time job? Don't tell me.
I look after my disabled brothers.
So you're a carer full-time?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It must be tough.
I'm technically a supervisor. I don't know what I supervise, but that's technically my job title.
Yeah. So your attention's obviously taking quite a lot then. So fitting in buying and selling is quite hard. Hence you say like 50 to 60 hour weeks.
Yeah, I mean over lockdown, I was pulling in probably close to 400 hours a month at work because we were short staffed, and then in between all that I have to find the time. That's partly why my house looks like it does at the moment, because I'm slowly just catching back up as everything starts to go back to normal.
Yeah, you're doing well, mate.
So close to Kieran. Thank you very much, John. Dan, fair play to you, buddy. I mean, I work stupid hours as well, and I know exactly what you're going through. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Some people don't, and doing YouTube as well. YouTube takes a lot of time. So you're doing your full time work. You're doing source, and you're doing eBay.
And then I have to find time for the wife and kids as well. And
yeah,
I think that's why my YouTube takes a bit of a backburn. Like I try and put my boot sale videos up, but I just don't have the time in the week to do anything else. It's just my life is just consumed.
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's very fair.
Yeah. I completely get that. Thought you were quitting your job, Kieran. So much for writing "I quit" in the field. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I might catch it on film. No, I mean, some days I hate my job, but most times I absolutely love it. So I wouldn't change it yet.
I like
10 hours.
I like it when it's sunny outside because I get to go to the beach and I get paid to sit on the beach. But
let's go to the beach each. Hey guys, we've got nearly 60 people in the chat still, so thank you all for staying with
1 second.
52 minutes. We've got. I said we'll probably wrap it up about 9, but yeah. So make sure you smash that like button and make sure you go and subscribe to all 4 of these channels. The links are in the description below. All wicked people. Obviously, you all know Z. Z's the man, the myth, the legend. Dan, like he said, he whichever way he is, he's over here. Dan says he spends a lot of time working, so go and have a look at his videos because he does put out some really nice stuff, especially on Sundays. My Sunday's consumer of going to car boots and then watching everybody else's car boot videos, and then mine comes out during the week.
I'm quite happy that George at the moment is putting his videos out a day or so later because it enables me to catch up on everything.
Yeah. What we got here? You want? Where did that go? Which one is Z? I think you're joking. I think you know which one Z is.
Not me.
Z's average.
I want this back.
I can go with that. Yeah, average.
We are just all average people.
Average is good.
Sells tat on eBay.
There's no pressure with average.
Yeah.
I don't want an ET plush though, G. You want to see my kitchen stuff? Oh, they're all talking to each other. So yeah, guys, what's your plans for the rest of the week then?
I've got that stupid Kenwood stereo to clean and test.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm going to a boot sale in the morning.
In the morning? Oh yeah, Wednesday, innit? I've got I've got to take the mother-in-law's cat to the vet tomorrow at 9 o'clock, so I'm going to miss the car boot.
Midweek boot sales would be cool. I don't know of any, but I don't know.
The maddest thing is, if you Google it, just in case, if you think there's none on, I've Googled car boots not too long ago and realised there's about 20 on around me that I never even knew existed. There's just no promotion for them. It's like a close-knit community.
Yeah. And only the locals know.
Yeah, literally. It's like the farmer and his neighbours.
Don't say anything about farmers.
There's nothing wrong with farmers.
I'm a glorified farmer. How was the quiz, Reseller Kid? I saw Reseller Kid met up with any reseller. They went to the same car boot, and Reseller Kid actually let Carl buy a PS3 for £5.
Oh wow,
that was very nice. Resellers stick together,
making moves.
So
Reseller Kid in the chat. I'm interested. Obviously, we're following another chat. How old actually are you? You call yourself Reseller Kid, but how old are you?
Jenny Cliff, yes, let's get Kieran to 1,000 subs, guys. If you haven't already, then smash that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to everybody here, not just myself. Definitely.
Don't subscribe.
Apart from Ricky. I mean, why have we got this much banter between us two, Ricky? I mean, I gave you a shout out right at the start of your career, and now all you've given me is giving me crap.
Hey, listen, you banter the ones you love, Kieran. I've got a lot of respect for you, mate. I feel like I've been with you on your journey from the beginning.
It's all in good spirit, isn't it?
I feel like I know you more than you know me, so I'm a lot more comfortable digging and ribbing than you are to me, because I've only been doing videos for about 18 days. That's why I'm more comfortable ribbing you. Does that make sense?
I think Kieran's
Kieran's
just feeling a bit sensitive. He's had his fair share of But the thing is, being called Rick Grimes, I'd say it's a compliment, wouldn't you?
I used to get called Cartman, if that's any help.
Oh, there you go. Exactly. Cartman's not exactly a compliment.
This is why I have a beard, right? Because without the beard, I look like an 8-year-old. Okay, so the beard has to stay.
Can we have a photo? Can we see? And can you wear like a little beanie cap with a pom pom on it?
Reseller Kid says, I am 15 years old. Yes, I did. I live 2.5 hours away from that boot sale, so I couldn't carry 2 times PS3s. 2.5 hours you travel to a boot sale?
Wow.
Wowzers.
Wait, you said you couldn't carry it either. Does that mean you don't walk for 2.5 hours, do you?
I think he gets the bus. I think.
Either way, fair play. And
the hustle in kids nowadays is just insane.
It is, isn't it?
But I'll say that my daughters don't show any of this. So it's not all kids. Like my girls are just like, nope. Yeah. They're pretty chill.
You can either you either want it or you don't. I think you've either got it or you haven't. I don't think it's something you probably could force yourself into it, but then you'd have, it wouldn't be as fun. I think you need to enjoy doing this instead of just slogging at it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's also what's, like we're all affected by like, I suppose, marketing to an extent. Do you know what I mean? Because if advertising didn't work, companies wouldn't pay the money they pay to advertise to us. We're all kind of susceptible to it. And I think when we were kids, all we got advertised was like He-Man and stuff like that.
I got catalog.
Yeah. Whereas nowadays, like I think a lot of the stuff on social media, etc., is about like you hear the words like hustle and grind and whatever from an early age. And from an early age, and I think as cringy as it is, it's probably what has formed so many young people's attitudes. Like so many young people are into, like the fact that you've got platforms like Depop and stuff, that they're designed for the younger kind of trendier crowd, I suppose.
I feel like
I'm not trendy.
Hustling for the camera.
Oh no, you just dabbed. I mean, that definitely shows that you're from. Definitely shows you're trying to keep up. Definitely shows you're trying to keep up.
It was the first dab, straight on the intro of the video.
Yeah, just go. Welcome back, boys and girls. It's your boy Kid.
It's the intro where I took that little snippet.
You're now nicking my voice in your videos. It's mental. It must be love.
Victor Voice. Actually, I am asked to hear permission to use that clip on my intro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw. Zaheer's best find was me.
Of course, yeah.
There was a question, guys, from Tom, the English picker. What's your lad's best find?
Well, it all depends. I mean, there's been so many different finds. But
Yeah.
do you mean like value? Do you mean things that we personally enjoy the most?
Best thing that's cheap to buy, to sell for high, or the thing that we like the most? It's really hard to sort of just like section one thing out, because I've bought like video machine DVD combos before for like £3 or £4 that have sold for like 200 quid. But I bought those Predators a couple of weeks ago, those NECA toys, and I got 68 quid just for the 4 Predators. And so I quite like that sound. That's not a great sale. I paid £45 for the whole box, and 4 of them went out for £68. So the markup and everything got me a little bit of money back and stuff. But I consider that probably a better find than the VHS combo.
Yeah, and that's it's nice ROI for sure.
Yeah, it's just it depends really. It's really hard to just.
Yeah, I like clothing. That's not my favourite. It's not all I do, but I do really like clothing. And about a month ago, I found this T-shirt. Do you remember this one? Did anyone see that one? Yeah. 1997. So 1997 Alton Sienna, with the tags on, so it's vintage. I paid £4.25 for it, and as you can see, markup wise, it sold for £120 all in. I actually had it for £150, and I took an offer. This is why I shoot for clothes barrels. I enjoy finding cool clothes because it means if they're my size, I can keep them. And there's a lot of things out there, clothing wise, that have got so much value, especially print stuff. So most of my best stuff, obviously I got that stereo the other day, but I paid a lot for that and I'm going to make a lot back, but the difference is not that great. Flicking through a clothes barrel, finding a T-shirt worth 100 odd quid for £3, I class them my best type of find. Because if that was my size, I probably would have kept it.
To be fair, Ricky, I'm the same. That's how I started my eBay business, was branded clothing and branded footwear. So it's always had a special place in my heart. And I've always thought myself to be quite trendy, as Z said, with the dab and stuff. So
that's proof, you know.
That's proof. I'm the same as you, Ricky. I absolutely love finding clothes. That is probably the first place I go for in a charity shop.
Yeah, there's so much undercover profit in clothing. Not everybody thinks about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I quite enjoy clothing as well. I've done a lot of it, especially in lockdown. And
only mentor. There's only one greatest clothing seller. Well, you can have the greatest clothing seller title, Andrew. I will take the greatest clothing finder. Cheers.
Evening, Martin. How you doing? Evening, tea cakes. We'll actually go for another 13 minutes if everyone's all right with that, and then we'll call it.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Because I've got some few things to do. But yeah, if you haven't
uploaded the video, actually, I've just had a notification through, so we've got something else to do after that. He's timed it well. He's realised.
Ricky, where do you live? From the Reseller Kid.
I can't tell you this. No, I'm living in Hampshire. I mean, it's quite widespread.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Matt. I'm off to bed now. See you later, Georgina.
See you, Georgina.
I remember when I was in year 7, dabbing. Whoa, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of dab.
Listen, the undercut curtains haircut came back round again, so the dab can as well.
Howdy to the top reseller of Lincoln. Hang on, Martin. I live near Lincoln. Hang on. Was it 2 lots of 1 lot of 2 only came through as 1 lot? What the?
What? But any reseller is making any sense.
Was it 2 lots of 2 or 1 lot of 2 only came through as 1 lot? Have them buy 1 pack, get 1 free. What the hell?
Yes.
That's like one of those maths questions when you was in school, isn't it? Is the answer pi?
He's doing well.
What is that? Yeah, I like Carl. Carl's a good lad. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of good upcoming YouTubers in the reselling world. It's all thanks to sort of the I'm going to say the older, not the older, but the more experienced generation of resellers, old school, like old school resellers like Zaheer and Nick and Andrew and George, Ben Fitzpatrick for myself. So them 4 people that I've just mentioned. They're the 4 people. The reason why I do YouTube, and it's good to see like the new wave, like Reseller Kid and Tiga. Like it's really interesting to see like 2 young guns like absolutely gunning for it. Like we've said all evening, like the brains on some 15-year-olds nowadays is mental. Like I was not doing that when I was 15, 16 years old. I can assure you that. But I won't tell you what I was doing because I'll probably get demonetized. Illegal. 30 minutes from Lincoln. I'm also about 30 minutes away from Lincoln as well. Should have said it was to you, Bud, going to throw in a few extra few. What is Carl on about? Oh, I see going. Carl, you're broken, mate.
He takes to understand, but at least someone will.
Do any of you guys watch the female YouTubers? I watch a few. Not
if they've got something interesting. Is that Leanne? Didn't I speak, Leanne? Didn't you comment on one of my things? I think it was you. I said you live close to me. Maybe it wasn't.
Well,
Ignore me.
Apparently, I'm Leanne's daughters now. So.
It depends. If the female, it doesn't matter if they're male or female. If you've got good content, I'm going to watch you.
Yeah. I try and watch a bit of female reselling YouTubers because obviously there's a lot of female clothing and a female trainers and female this, female that.
Yeah, Leanne Hill, she's in Hampshire. Yeah, we spoke a while ago. Yeah, it depends. If you've got good content, doesn't matter, does it? Kieran, if they're doing all right, if they're dragging you in,
yeah, definitely.
I'll watch a cow with a potato on its head if it's selling some good gear.
Zaheer is a newbie. They're all at it now, see?
No, in a lot of ways, yeah, I am. But yeah, I think again with female YouTubers, I do watch some, but like I'll be honest, sometimes it's harder to relate because I'm coming round to the fact that it is really important that I enjoy what I'm selling, and that doesn't apply to everybody, but it's just something I've realized about myself. Some people can sell anything to make a profit. Like some people are like able to just focus on the profit. And unfortunately, I can't do that. So I've got to sell stuff I enjoy. So if they're sharing stuff that's kind of interesting to me, then yeah, definitely. But obviously, if it's sometimes it's more difficult because obviously there's a lot more like clothing and jewelry, which is of less interest to me. But yeah. Yes, Dave's talking about Beck's channel. Beck's got her own YouTube channel where she just shares her own vlogs and stuff. So
go and subscribe to Rubik. Everyone, go. I haven't got a link in the description though because
that's fine.
She's not on the stream. I've got Z's channel instead, so you have to go via Z.
Yeah, it's fine.
Question for you guys: how many listens do you list a day? Well, for me, it's completely random because some days, some weeks I can get 0, but some weeks I can put 100. It all depends if I have the time. If I'm not really busy at work, then I could put a bit more listings out. But if I'm, work comes first. I'm contracted to work, so as long as it doesn't affect my work life, I will list. But sometimes I just want to chill.
I just buy all this stuff so I can film it for YouTube, and then I've just got a room with it all in.
I don't say that. I just buy it all and fill my house up.
No, I'll probably get. It depends. Like today, I did mostly photography. Go on, Kieran, son. And then tomorrow, I'll list predominantly most of what I took photos of today.
Yeah, that's generally what I do.
I'll set targets. If you set targets, you might as well go and get a box.
I love Beck's channel from Uniquely Me.
Oh, that's Tracy. Tracy's got a great channel as well. She goes and she does a lot of. She's from the US. Tommy earlier. Yeah. Tommy and her do like a live stream like a couple of times a week. Brilliant. That's one of the reselling channels that like I always watch their live streams.
You know what? I'm going to be honest now. I completely dismissed that channel because I thought it was like a unique seller. Do you know that uniquely seller stuff? People selling that unique makeup. I've never heard of the channel, but I'm definitely head over and give that a sub then.
Have any of you been on a jumble trail? I went to one recently. It was fun, and they are a couple more coming up.
Can't find any around.
I can't find any round by me.
Yeah, where did you find those?
I haven't
I
found
know
any.
they're over in Essex, but that's a bit far for me.
No, I've never been to one. It's really different. Like I think it depends where you live. A lot of these things depends where you live. Like what you pick up and the quality of your boot fares, etc. It can really be affected by your geography. Because again, that's something you have to figure out as well. Because at first I used to think, no, you just go out there and you'll find the stuff. You know, like the power of believing and stuff, and you just go out there and be motivated, and you'll find the stuff. To an extent, that's not true. Your geography can dictate the quality of items that you'll find, which means your experience reselling will just be different. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't mean it'll be worse. You can still be successful reselling in any part of the country, but you'll have to do it differently. You know, like so that's all it is.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Global 50 says
people say up north it's much harder. Like I've seen people in my boot sale videos saying about how cheap I get things, and I'm like, well, surely you can get the same things up north. And I get a lot of them say that they just get it.
But this is what I'd say, like, because I've obviously had quite a good perspective on this because I've obviously done it down south and up here as well. Definitely, there are things that I used to find regularly down south that I've never seen in the 4 years that I've been up here. But conversely, there are things that I see up here that I would never have seen down south. It's just different. It's not to say that it's worse. It's different, and it just takes time to adjust. There are things you can definitely do well out of car boots up here, but you're not going to find if you're going to car boots up here looking for Air Force Ones, forget it. Down south, I was falling over Air Force Ones. It was almost standard that I'd go to a car boot and I'd get one for a $5, or like if I saw new rock boots, I'd get them for a 10 or 20 quid. Up here, I think I've only ever seen one pair and they were like 70 quid. It's just different. But it's different things. But I found things up here that I probably wouldn't have found down there. So it's just different.
It all changes, doesn't it? Like I say, we trip over AF ones down there. I don't touch them unless they're mint.
I don't see any up here either. To be fair, so I'm with you on that one.
You just need £10 CP company code.
It's just different. I think like when I first. Well, Leanne says, do you find trousers with yellow stains on? Yeah, I do. I find trousers. I did buy some jeans with yellow stains.
Global Thrifter says, backlog is bigger than our future. I know exactly what you mean with that. Because obviously I've recently moved into an office in town now. And I've half the stuff I've got on my unlisted, I can't even remember buying. That is how long ago I brought half this stuff. So my future isn't looking very bright based on that comment.
How long's your contract for, Kieran?
It's roll on, roll off, so monthly. So I could just quit.
Fake sales, fake views. Ricky is only here to make friends. Fubby chucker, and I won't be saying that drunk. Spot on. I don't make a penny. I'm just here to make friends.
Leanne says she'll message you, Ricky.
Yeah, I've messaged, but thank you. Now I will do some research. I have done some, but if you know some, I won't be lazy. But you can tell me. I appreciate it.
Leanne's great, by the way. She's such like Leanne's a great example of like what's cool about the reselling community. Like her, Tracy. There's so many people in the chat that you kind of get to know. And
I pulled Leanne's daughter, so hopefully if she's anything like Leanne, then we're on for a winner, boys. One of the things I did early on was not watch American YouTubers, as I felt it might not be on a UK topic. But Tracy /Tama and some others have crept in. Dave, I'm very similar to you. I've got the odd American, but I like to keep, so far at the moment, I like to keep it in UK because America is just so much bigger, and I just can't relate to the stuff that Americans pick up because half the stuff they pick up, we will never find.
This is definitely not a means to, but watching those, you learn to realise what's in abundance over there. Like they've got so much of that polo sport stuff over there, and it's just they're just throwing it away. Whereas over here, you find one of them, it's gold dust.
Yeah.
You get to see what it's like on. And if you're selling on GSP, then you know what you can market to the US what they haven't got.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. To be fair, Kieran, I'll come on your channel one time as long as Carl isn't on with us. Going off that topic, guys, if there's any other YouTubers, I've got a bit of a list going on at the moment. So if any other YouTubers want to come on a Fatal 4-Way chat on the Thursday between 8 and 9/9:15, then please follow me on Instagram and I'll slot you in. I'm fully booked for the next 4 weeks, I think, but I can always have drop-ins because obviously some people drop out. Like Peter Cummins was supposed to come on tonight, but we found a replacement in Z. Yeah. Z dropped in very nicely last minute again, so thank you very much, Z, for that.
You didn't rib me for being the reserve like Master of Peace has got.
It's because I like you, Z.
Oh, okay. Poor guy.
Ian, I love you. Ian, I love you. Don't unsubscribe. I've already lost a subscriber.
He's there watching, going, that's a very nice star.
John's unsubscribed because I've dabbed, so I've lost John. Right, anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. So I just want to say thank you all for watching. We had 65, 70 people max, and that's absolutely incredible with a YouTube channel of my size. So I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Dan, Ricky, and Z for popping on tonight. Been an absolute blast, bud. So thank for all of you for coming on. If you haven't already, subscribe to their channels. The links are in the description.
Before we go, Tom the English Picker, there's another OG. Like he was making videos before Nick.
Had him on my other account. I'm trying to get back on him actually.
Yeah, he said he's always up for collaboration, so might be worth checking out because Tom's a wealth of knowledge, but he's got a bit of a hoarding problem. So,
Tom, Tom, hit me up on Instagram, buddy, and I can get you slotted in, mate, if you want. You know, I'm always game for a like I said, everyone. Just give me a message on Instagram and I'll just slot you in. Just last question, rummage around. How's sales been for you? Would you ever go back into gay porn industry?
Would you ever go
okay. How did you know? How did you know that, Dare? Don't tell everybody. I thought that was supposed to be between me and you.
That's why they call him Rick Grimes.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you go and subscribe to these guys, and I'll see you on next Tuesday. Thank you, everybody.
See ya.
Dab.
No.